All right. All I can say is brr.
Yes.
Oh. And like we were saying earlier, I've been in Michigan a long time. January and February are notorious for being cold weather months. So we're not disappointed, right? Global
Right.
warming doesn't seem to have impacted us this January, anyhow. But be that as it may, welcome, my friends, to ACIM Talks with Reverend Jim. And it's Monday, January 19th. Um, any comments from any of you? Comments, questions? Yeah, Cheryl?
I just have a comment, and I want to say thank you for the Zoom programs because if it weren't for Zoom tonight, we'd all stay home by ourselves.
Ah,
Be out driving.
right. I agree. Thank you, Zoom, right?
Right.
Yes. Thank you, Zoom.
So much. And I hope you enjoy our Zoom program tonight. Um, to get on into it, I guess, we are in our Oracle text reading, and we're finishing up the fourth chapter in the text that we believe the Oracle, the Holy Spirit, wanted us to read. And that was chapter 23. It's called The War Against Yourself. And we're almost finished with that. We've got a page or so to complete. And then we'll move on to the last oracle selection, which jumps us over to chapter 27. I'm sorry. Wait. Yeah. Chapter 27, The Healing of the Dream. Uh, so we've got quite a bit in store, but I think I mentioned last week what I would like to pursue next after we finish those five text chapters is to go back and ask the Oracle what workbook lessons should we take a deep look at. Don't you think that'd be fun?
Yes.
Oh, all right. I thought it was good. Yeah, I'd be very embarrassed. So what I'm doing is kind of starting to work on a method. As you know, there are 365 lessons. So what's a good way to present it so we can select and feel that the selection is coming from our heart or that selection is coming through the Holy Spirit to the group. So I'll tell you more about that as we get closer to it. And quite frankly, the way we go through this stuff, who knows how
That
much
might be true.
longer it's going to take us to finish the text sections. But at any rate, my friends, we left off on page 497 in the text. And that's in that last section of chapter 23. If you'll recall, it was called Above the Battleground. And we made it through four paragraphs. Tonight, we're supposed to start on paragraph 5. I was trying to think how we could do a quick review about Above the Battleground, but maybe a good way to do it, if you look at paragraph 4, the last sentence 6, I think that's a good summary. Jesus says, "This is your part to realize that murder in any form is not your will. The overlooking of the battleground is now your purpose. Before we move on, what are your thoughts about those two sentences? What does that mean to you as a teacher of God? This is your part to realize that murder in any form is not your will. What does he mean, murder? As you said last week, Cheryl, and that's pretty harsh way to put things. What's he mean? Murder in any form is not your will.
Aligning yourself with your ego. That's what it means to me.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it.
And
belief in the ego and separation, aligning yourself with the ego, you're murdering your spirit.
yes.
And to sum it up quickly for me, it's like what Michelle Obama said: when they go low, we go high.
Okay. Good. Debbie had her hand up, and then Cheryl, and I thought you had a comment. Let's do Debbie first. Yeah.
Am I? Okay. I think I wrote this down last week, that murder is moving away from salvation, which is really just another way of what you're saying. We're moving away.
Okay. That's
we're using our ego to
of murder. That's the result of murder, is it moves away from what we want, which is this salvation, this this
joining. We can't be we can't say we're all one except for you, except for this one. You're not included in that group. We're gonna other you because we don't want you included, but which that makes no sense. Otherwise, there's no point in joining.
Okay. Cheryl, do you remember your comment, or did you have one?
I didn't have one, but I would agree with what Debbie is saying. It makes sense to me.
Debbie first. Go ahead. I'm interrupting. Sorry.
Cheryl? No, that's all right.
It's okay.
I'm finished. Yeah.
Debbie said, murder moves us away from salvation.
Yeah, sure.
But what is murder according to A Course in Miracles? Debbie started talking about it. What is murder according to the Course?
Separation?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the result. But what is murder? It starts with a A, and then a T, and then a T, and then
attack.
Yeah.
Murder is attack in any form. Any form of attack pulls us into the battleground. You say, well, how do I live my life and never attack anything? What do you mean attack? It could be a murder. It could be a violent act. It could be a unkind word. It could be a frown. It could be a look that says, you stupid so-and-so. It's a look. You didn't say it.
I was just going to say, I don't think it's that you're never going to have the thought, but I think it's when you have the thought, you realize that it is a murderous thought, and you don't want to join it. You don't want to be part of it, and then you replace it with forgiveness.
Okay, Beautiful, Kathleen.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the thought, but it's the ability for you to pause and remember, no, I don't act this way anymore. But now here's the intriguing question. How do I deal with this situation? That's where the Holy Spirit comes in. Kathleen says you have to replace the thought with something that runs along the lines of forgiveness. Did I say that right, Kathleen? Or,
Yeah, that was just part of it. But
right?
yeah, it's
So, what is the replacement for this particular situation? You were going to say something else, Miss Erickson?
well, other than, well, they're saying it's overlooking the battleground. It's like seeing it but not taking it in and
Okay,
looking
so
at it through the
what
eyes
do
of
you do
love.
instead?
Yeah,
Love,
looking
What
through
should
the
you
eyes of
should
love.
do? What should
love,
go ahead?
love. I was going to say
Forgive.
love.
Yeah, but how? What?
Forgiveness.
Oh,
Forgive.
that's a good word.
But what form of forgiveness? That's
It's whatever
where it gets difficult. Debbie?
it's learning. It's learning to stop and wait for the answer.
Okay, now Debbie, was that where you were going with it?
Well, I was going to say, can I see myself in in this situation or person that I believe is attacking
Right. And
me? Where am I in this?
all right. And then
Because we're one. So
how do you handle it now that you see yourself in this?
then
What?
I go to forgiveness.
Yeah, but in what way? You're giving
But
me broad
The
terms.
spirit.
That's what I'm trying to get to. The Holy Spirit has a replacement action for every action you used to would have taken. Kathleen, another comment?
well, I was just going to say it goes to what you said. When you have that realization, take the pause so that you're open to hear what Holy Spirit
Yes.
is saying. Because if your mind is going on, well, what do I do? How do I do it? I don't know what to do. But if you pause and you breathe and you go into the silence,
Spirit a chance to show
yes,
you new ways of responding.
yeah,
So you don't end up immobile or paralyzed because you have, I know what not to do, but what should I do? If you pause and practice letting the voice speak in that situation, the voice will give you exactly the response that promotes, that hinders, if you will. That's not necessarily the best word, but it stops the attack and replaces it with healing. What is healing?
Wholeness.
It's another word for wholeness.
Wholeness.
Okay?
Yeah.
Healing is restoring wholeness. If you remove the attacks, you will automatically restore wholeness. It's such a different way of being that I wanted to make sure we spent some time understanding what the Course means by what is not love is murder. It means where we're headed, just so you're clear. It's learning to live your entire life without attack. You don't attack anyone or anything. What about the spider that crosses across, I don't know, in your bathroom?
I spare it.
What'd you say?
I just said I spare it. I see it, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I let it go.
We used to always step on them or something, right?
Yeah.
And over the last several years, I say, oh, yeah, you live here too. What's up?
Yeah.
That's so different, isn't it?
Yeah.
I say something a little different. I just say to them, I'm so happy you're here. I'm glad your presence, but don't let me see you again, please.
Most of the times they'll cooperate with you, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I mean, that was as easy as the other one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's just that from what we've been taught, that action never used to cross our mind. Just say, hey, I'm not naive. I know I'm not the only one that lives here. So these are examples of how the Holy Spirit will start to purify your activities so that they're suitable to live in level 2. And it's entirely possible to live here and not murder things. It's a long road of practice because how many things you don't even recognize, right? But from my perspective, that's where this road is leading. The overlooking of the battleground is now your purpose. Can you do it? With Spirit's help, the book says I can. So that's what I'm doing. Let's get our readers going and see what else is there. I have Debbie as number 1 tonight, and then Kathleen is 2, Laverne 3, Ron 4, Joan 5, and Sherilyn will be reader 6. And we can get started. We're on paragraph 5.
I always like to bring a little Bible in Chronicles 20:15. It says, "The battle is not yours, it's mine."
Oh. Hmm. Okay.
I like it sometimes when the Bible and the Course are on the same page.
I'm a Bible student as well. I remember in Ephesians, it says in the New Testament book of Ephesians, it says, put on the whole armor of God. What is the armor of God? When you think of armor, you think of this metal covering to defend yourself as you go out and do battle. Does that sound like God is love to you?
Hmm.
The full armor of God is to completely cover yourself in love, the most powerful force there is.
Okay.
It's not about doing the battle. God would dissolve the battle, you see? And so that's an example to me of how the Course, while at first it seemed a lot different than the Bible, after a while, it caused me to reinterpret the Bible passages, you see? So thanks for bringing that up, Laverne, and having me take a detour as well. So you ready to read, Debbie? We're on paragraph 5.
5, yes. Be lifted up, and from a higher place look down upon it. From there will your perspective be quite different. Here, in the midst of it, it does seem real. Here you have chosen to be part of it. Here murder is your choice. Yet from above, the choice is miracles instead of murder. And the perspective coming from this choice shows you the battle is not real and easily escaped. Bodies may battle, but the clash of forms is meaningless. And it is over when you realize it never was begun. How can a battle be perceived as nothingness when you engage in it? How can the truth of miracles be recognized if murder is your choice?
And let me just offer that word attack. That may be helpful when you see the word murder.
Mm-hmm.
Attack in any form is never justified.
Right.
And the Holy Spirit can show you other options. Believe me.
So on this day, MLK birthday celebration, when reading this, it made me think about that whole thing, because the whole thing was resistance. Don't fight back, resist.
Yes.
And so this whole thing is, brings back all of that. Where if there had been that resistance and that attack back, the civil rights movement would have failed.
Yeah. And of course, Gandhi, with the liberation of India, was accomplished through nonviolence and using that as a strategic way to overcome hatred in that. Excellent example. I don't know if you were here. I attended the Martin Luther King Day program this morning at the University of Michigan, and it was wonderful. I've been to them before, but they always kind of bring tears to my eyes. Thank you for those comments, Laverne. Anyone else as we look at paragraph 5? Okay. Kathleen's next for 6, correct?
Yep. When the temptation to attack rises to make your mind darkened and murderous, remember, you can see the battle from above, and even in forms you do not recognize, the signs you know. There is a stab of pain, a twinge of guilt, and above all, a loss of peace.
Mm-hmm.
This you know well, and when they occur, leave not your place on high, but quickly choose a miracle instead of murder, and God himself and all the lights of heaven will gently lean to you and hold you up. For you have chosen to remain where he would have you, and no illusions can attack the peace of God together with his Son.
Thanks, Kathleen. Comments, questions? Laverne, we're on 7.
Okay. See no one from the battleground, for there you look on him from nowhere. You have no reference point from where to look, where meaning can be given what you see. For only bodies could attack and murder. And if this is your purpose, then you must be one with them. Only a purpose unifies, and those who share a purpose have a mind as one. The body has no purpose of itself and must be solitary. From above, it cannot be surmounted. From above, the limits it exerts
on. Let's
go skip
6 again. Sentence 6.
Did I skip something? Okay. Let me find it. Sentence 6. Here's 5.
From below.
Okay, I see it. From below, it cannot be surmounted. From above, the limits it exerts on those in battle still are gone and not perceived. The body stands between the Father and the heaven he created for his Son, because it has no purpose.
So could you live your life without attacking? The looked a little uncertain.
I'm trying, but it doesn't always work.
Well, it doesn't always work now, but what if you practiced it?
I said I'm trying.
I think it's achievable.
Yeah, especially with help like that,
where
you choose a miracle instead of murder, and all the lights of heaven and all the other folks will help you. I mean, maybe it's achievable.
It's those things that he said, even those forms that you do not recognize.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's where the Holy Spirit and things like that come into play. They can help you with the ones you do recognize and the ones you don't even recognize yet. What is your part? Willingness. They ask so little to do so much for us. Other comments here? Ron, shall we continue? We're moving right along here.
I kind of think we've already achieved this, but not in a permanent form. We've all had our moments, or maybe more than a moment, where we've achieved it because of the course, because of this meeting, and so forth.
Yes. Well said, sir.
8. Think what is given those who share their Father's purpose and who know that it is theirs. They want for nothing. Sorrow of any kind is inconceivable. Only the light they love is in awareness, and only love shines upon them forever. It is their past, their present, and their future, always the same, eternally complete and wholly shared. They know it is impossible their happiness could ever suffer change of any kind. Perhaps you think the battlefield can offer something you can win. Can it be anything that offers you a perfect calmness and a sense of love so deep and quiet that no touch of doubt can ever mar your certainty, and that will last forever?
So I'm thinking on both micro and macro level. Let's start with the macro. How many world wars have we had?
2.
Did they achieve a certain peace?
No.
Certain unfailing, long-lasting?
No.
How about on a micro level? The last time you got angry with someone, did it solve the problem? And are you now at peace forever?
Nope.
Anger doesn't solve the problem.
Say that again, sir.
Anger does not solve the problem. It actually creates the problem.
All right.
Debbie, comment?
Well, I was going to say anger can be a lesson. What is there for me to look at here?
Absolutely.
That's back to what Kathleen was saying. Wait, is it time to take a pause here and look at this differently?
Well, for a lot of people, the answer is no. They know one way to get their way and be happy. That's the way they were taught. And it never really works, but they think maybe one day it will, or maybe if I get angrier, maybe I'm not doing it right, or maybe I can make it work. But yeah, it's not the panacea that we've been taught. If somebody pushes you too far, the answer is to push back, isn't it?
No.
No, the answer is maybe to step back.
Oh, okay. Sherilyn White, what do you think?
I agree thoroughly with what we're talking about. It makes sense to me.
All right. So, in order to try it a different way, we have to practice it until it becomes as much a habit
Right.
as the other one. Now, if I never attack, what will be the outcome of that for me? People will walk all over me? Maybe.
Maybe.
But this book says no. It
Well,
says,
the other person isn't reading the book.
let's get back to it here. And I don't know, I'm looking, paragraph 8, sentence 6. They know it is impossible that their happiness could ever suffer change of any kind. It's kind of like, you know, when the clouds come and the sun is blanked out, you're not any of those clouds. Does the sky change when clouds come?
No.
Sky is always the
Not
same.
physically.
Okay. The sky becomes the platform, the drawing board on which stuff happens. But the drawing board stays the same no matter what colors and mediums come on it. It's still a canvas. It's always the canvas. And if that's what I am, I don't have to worry about, I'm a canvas. What can attack me?
Right.
So I'm trying to say these statements aren't just hyperbole or exaggerations. It says it's impossible for happiness to suffer unless you engage in a battle.
And that goes back to what you were saying is, what was it? What about if people still manipulate you or whatever you said? It's like, it's your perception. If they're only manipulating them if you perceive it as manipulation. If you just look at them lovingly and go, oh, that's what they do, but it doesn't affect me, then that's what it is. It's how you can maintain your peace because you're not taking it in as they're trying to manipulate you.
Oh, and you don't engage with that.
Exactly.
You don't take it personally.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Yes.
And don't make assumptions. Add that one too.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't take it personal and don't make assumptions. Add that from that 4 agreements. Yeah.
You don't take it personally if you're not a person. You're the doggone sky. You're not one of the clouds. You're not in competition. You're the sky. I tell people, maybe this is hard, but in order to forgive everyone all the time, you have to stop seeing them as people.
Yeah.
You have to see them as kindred spirits.
Yeah.
Some of them don't know what they are. Don't you remember when you didn't know what you were?
I have an example of that is I'm in Overeaters Anonymous, and there's this one gentleman online that it got to the point that even his voice irritated me. And I stopped going to one of the groups because he was making me crazy. And then I finally decided to go another night to a group, and he was in there. And immediately when I saw him, I went, "Okay, Spirit, I know he's here for a lesson." So now when he talks or whatever he says or whatever he does, I don't take it in. I just send a blessing to him, because that's who he is, and he's only going to irritate me if I allow him to irritate me.
Yes. Yeah, you really seeing them differently, aren't you, Kathy? And I tell you, people, and you know from your own experience, it works. Let's go to the language here. Let me read some of this. Sentence 7. Perhaps you think the battleground can offer something you can win. Can it be anything that offers you perfect calmness and a sense of love so deep and quiet that no touch of doubt can ever mar your certainty? And I'm going, I've seen this before. It's lesson 122. Remember, 121 said, forgiveness is the key to happiness. What did 122 say? Do you recall?
That forgiveness offers everything I want.
And that's where I saw this language about having everything. And I don't know, it just hit me and I wrote it. Thank you, Joan. You see, Joni's got these titles down, guys. So let's go on to 9, if that's okay. We're up to Joan, as a matter of fact.
Okay, paragraph 9. Those with the strength of God and their awareness could never think of battle. What could they gain but loss of their perfection? For everything fought for on the battleground is of the body, something it seems to offer or to own. No one who knows that he has everything could seek for limitation, nor could he value the body's offerings. The senselessness of conquest is quite apparent from the quiet sphere above the battleground. What can conflict with everything? And what is there that offers less, yet could be wanted more? Who, with the love of God upholding him, could find the choice of miracles or murder hard to make?
So if we had some aliens, maybe you've heard this before, if some aliens came, maybe they're already here, I don't know. But if aliens came and looked at the behavior of humans, what would their impression be?
You probably think we were crazy.
You know, little adolescent kids bickering all the time.
Well, it does sort of depends on what the aliens' experience is.
And their consciousness.
And their consciousness.
Okay.
I'm just gonna, I get your point, but
let's say they're not aliens.
Yeah.
Let's just say that some people with common sense look at the behavior of humans. What would their impressions be? Just taking humans as a whole and what their nature seems to be.
We're not spiritually developed.
Okay.
Well, I,
Opposite. Yeah.
I was just going to say, if they're coming from a higher consciousness, they might just look at us and say, oh, look at these silly children. They have a lot to learn.
And is it necessarily a higher consciousness? What if they just had common sense? What would
Well,
their impression be? Uh, we're still fighting wars over something that happened 1,000 years ago or 100 years ago. And I hate them, and my ancestors hated them, and so I hate them too. And look what terrible people they've been for the last. Laverne, you had a comment?
Yeah, we're fighting wars out of fear and out of lack. Being fear. Mm-hmm. I lack this, so you got it. I'm going to take it from you so I can have it. I'm fearful that this can happen to me, so I'm going to make sure it doesn't by attacking you first.
Yeah. And then your kids are going to attack me back.
Yes.
We'll worry about that in the next generation.
I think that the common sense that we're referring to is or can be a higher consciousness.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, common sense itself is a higher consciousness than this, because at least we're operating from reason. And you look historically at why we're fighting now, and you go, well, why don't you just stop fighting?
Because there's no love for one another. We're still seeing ourselves as the other.
Okay.
Not
Short-sighted might be a good term. But what it's saying here is there's no need to operate like this. And our job as teachers of God is to start operating differently and teach others to do it as well. Sounds maybe like a monumental task, but they keep saying we have these mighty helpers, don't they? All right. Other comments here on this section above the battleground? I've been trying it, and it seems to work. I still have crap that shows up. Y'all know what I mean, crap? Okay, that was better than shit, right? Crap happens.
It's
not that you don't have problems, it's that you handle them differently. And that's what's amazing, is that the responses the Holy Spirit gives work like miracles because they enhance. For example, you know how the Course says if a brother asks you to do something foolish, do it.
Okay.
And then he comes back and he says, no, when I told you that, I didn't mean for you to go jump off a cliff with him. Okay. But how many things in between where you get upset and you could have just not gotten upset? Okay, they're a fool. Let them be a fool for once instead of talking down to them like most people do. It will be an alternative to attack, and the fool will love you for it because you listened to them and you let them and you accepted them when other people wouldn't. Now, Again, you don't have to jump off a cliff with them, but how many opportunities do we have to restore wholeness with the fool? You with me?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of murdering them like everybody else. Took me a lot of years to understand that statement in the Course. If a brother asks you to do something foolish, do it. We are finished with this chapter, the war against yourself. So in the time remaining, why don't we get into this group 5 thing? It's chapter 27, and it starts on page 565 in the text, called The Healing of the Dream. And if everyone's there, I'll ask Sherilyn to get us started with that one.
Okay. It's 527, you said.
I'm sorry. No. Chapter 27, it's on page 565. 565.
Okay. There we are.
All right.
The healing of the dream, the picture of crucifixion. The wish to be unfairly treated is a compromise attempt that would combine attack and innocence. Who can combine the holy and compatible and make a unity of what can never join? Walk you the gentle way, and you will fear no evil and no shadows in the night. But place no terror symbols on your path, or you will weave a crown of thorns from which your brother and yourself will not escape. You cannot crucify yourself alone, and if you are unfairly treated, he must suffer the unfairness that you see. You cannot sacrifice yourself alone, for sacrifice is total. If it could occur at all, it would entail the whole of God's creation and the Father with the sacrifice of his beloved Son.
Let's do one more. We're back
Okay.
heavy, and then we can discuss these two.
Okay. In your release.
Sure. If you like, I was going to have Deb do it, but.
That's fine. Go ahead. I didn't hear it.
Yes, okay. Sir.
In your release from sacrifice in your release from sacrifice is his made manifest and shown to be his own. But every pain you suffer, do you see as proof that he is guilty of attack? Thus, would you make yourself to be the sign that he has lost his innocence and need but look on you to realize that he has been condemned? And what to you has been unfair will come to him in righteousness. The unjust vengeance that you suffer now belongs to him. And when it rests on him, are you set free? Wish not to make yourself a living symbol of his guilt, for you will not escape the death you made for him, but in his innocence you will find your own.
Yeah, we need to discuss, right? So
I'm thinking this is don't play the martyr. Don't be the victim.
Why?
There's no lesson there. Nobody, anyway.
You could tell me a little more. What do you mean, don't be the victim? And what here makes you say that?
I think I don't know, I guess I'm just looking at it that if your sacrifice is total.
What does that mean? Yeah, that puzzled me.
You know, that's,
Sacrifice
if
is-
we're if we're trying to be the martyrs saying our sacrifice is total for somebody else to learn something, it's like, I don't know about that.
So,
That somehow that's not the lesson here. That's not it.
well, we're just getting into this section, but here, be more strategic. Paragraph 1. Specific comments, Debbie or others, about paragraph 1? And I heard what you said before. Let's fit it in if we can for understanding here. The wish to be unfairly treated is a compromise attempt that would combine attack and innocence. Whoa, what?
I made a I mean, I haven't read this chapter in a while, but in the margins I had put down the picture of crucifixion is false because there is no death and no pain. So that's just in my notes. So I'm like,
Okay, yeah. And I think we've all been through these at one time or another, but we've covered all this stuff. But this compromise, who is attacking? How are attack and innocence being used? When you feel attacked, when you show that you're being attacked, how does the person that attacked you feel? Let's talk about that for a minute.
Guilty.
they might feel innocent. They feel like they haven't done anything. I mean, they don't not realize, they attack without realizing what they're doing. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do.
Well, Debbie said they feel guilty.
They might feel guilty. I guess.
Okay, let's make sure we got the party straight. I'm innocent, and you attacked me. Why did you do that? I didn't do anything to you. So now, how is your attacker feeling? They're saying, yes, you did do something to me. That's why I smacked you.
Or they can feel attacked.
Go ahead, keep going, Kathleen.
Correct.
I was just going to say, it's if you're saying they're doing something, then you're attacking them without having any basis.
Your
It's your
innocence is being used as a form of attack.
Okay.
Right, exactly. In this I had sentence 3 underlined. It's where it is, walk you the gentle way, and you will fear no evil, and no shadows in the night. So it's just, if you walk in peace, then you're not going to be all of this other stuff. But it's easy to say, but but how to accomplish it is another.
And we got the Holy Spirit and the mighty helpers for all of that. But isn't that interesting that you can use your innocence to attack? You can use your innocence to murder.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the forms most of us don't recognize.
And it could be from either side. The person who attacked could feel that they're innocent, And that's why they're attacking, as well as
And
the
they're
person.
using their innocence
Exactly. Yes.
to murder.
Right.
I'm a peaceful, loving person,
Yeah.
but you're attacking me. And look at what you're doing to me.
So that gets back to what Debbie said. You're not a victim. You know, now you're becoming a victim. Look what you're doing to me. You're not a victim. We create all of this ourselves. So you're never a victim.
I am not a victim of the world
I see.
I invented the world I see. As usual, let me put in a plug for Wednesday's music and meditation. Our topic is, what is out picturing? And so when you see yourself as a victim, when you have victim thoughts, I'm innocent, everybody's attacking me, what you're going to see in your life are people attacking you.
Exactly.
It's called out picturing. The world we see has no objective reality. The world we see is malleable. It can be changed by your thinking.
So will you add John Christmas to your music list for Wednesday? Because he has that song, I'm not a victim of the world I see.
Yep. And Earl Purdy uses him all the time. John Christmas. I'm a victim of the world I see.
Right.
Oh, here. I'm losing my train of thought now. Somebody bring me back. Are you amazed at another revelation from the Course? We're going to talk about how you can use your perceived innocence to attack your brothers and sisters, and your brothers and sisters are doing the same thing to you.
Right.
All the parties are under an illusion. Kathleen, had a comment?
Well, and also, I was just going to say that you're in your innocence, I forgot what it was, but when you're declaring your innocence, you're seeing yourself above. You're putting yourself on a higher ground. So, they're above and below instead of being humble and being in the oneness.
Yes. So if someone is attacking me, what caused it?
Fear.
Okay, let's go back to out picturing, though. I'm with you. It was a fear thought.
Right.
What's really happening when you see people attacking you is your attack thoughts.
Right. Which I was thinking both are fear.
You're right. I mean, most definitely. And going deeper.
The victim or the attacker, this is both coming from fear.
All right. But please don't get it twisted. People in your reality attack you because they're witnesses to your attack thoughts. You've heard the mind is powerful, but maybe you still don't understand how powerful the mind and consciousness is. And that's what we'll be going in depth with on Wednesdays, to see if we can get a better understanding of where our reality is coming from.
And I think
You
I think it
did it
also
to
is.
yourself, Kathleen.
I'm just saying is realize, and also realizing how powerful your subconscious can be if you're not aware of it.
Precisely. And we'll be going more in depth, and there's Freud and quantum physics, and not did I say Freud? Who's the Carl Jung?
Carl Jung, yeah.
Is a big proponent of this
Yeah.
type of understanding. But anyhow, we'll explore that more on Wednesday. Our time is about up here. I suggest, why don't we stop and we'll just get a fresh start on this one next time. But
I would suggest next time that we just start at the beginning.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I'm saying. We'll get a fresh start on this whole thing. Anyhow, I hope you got something out of our ACIM talks tonight, and we will kind of start buttoning this up for tonight. Stick around if you can. We've got our family discussion period. Any final comments or anything from you guys before we close our recording?
Just another good meeting.
Mm.
All right, man.
I lost my
Thanks for
train of
coming
thought.
out, and thanks to the Holy Spirit for helping me facilitate. I have no idea. Thank you.
This quick thought just came to me.
Yes.
If you don't believe what I'm saying, I can consider that an attack. And why? Okay, I'm just asking myself questions. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, there's a whole list. Is it? You see what I mean? It puts everything up for a different look. I'm going to close, but in the introduction to the workbook, Jesus says, the purpose of this workbook is to change your mind about everyone and everything in the world. You say everyone and everything. I think he's serious, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all have a good evening. Stick with me for just a few minutes if you can. And for the rest, I'll see you soon, okay?
Okay.
Okay.